Welcome to Glow Up or Get Out. All right, so today's episode is going to be rating, or kind of like, what is your brand missing?
Yes.
We got some, I said we.
We
got some suggestions off of Instagram, and yeah.
So if you don't follow us on Instagram and you want to be part of this process, then you better follow us and start participating in our stories. We're also live on Clubhouse today. We're a little more prepared. We gave people a 1 day notice, which I feel like is
1 day notice.
Which I feel like if you do anything more than a day, it's like, I'm never gonna remember that. Let's get into our rating scale.
Okay.
What we're gonna be rating the brands on. So first, the amount of profiles and online presence they have in general. So like,
right.
Do they have a strong online presence? 2, aesthetic. Does it look pretty? 3, cohesiveness. Does it make sense? Do they all make sense together?
Right.
Captions and messaging. That's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
And then our overall rating, just whenever we feel like. So, how are we rating them? Like numbers? The rating scale is like a 1 to 5. Like, yeah, you did good on that section. Like a 1 to 5.
Yeah, 1 to 5.
Okay. The first brand that somebody asked for was Reformation, which we love her.
We love her.
So let's take a look at what she has in terms of amount of profiles and her online presence overall. Well, they have an Instagram. They have a website.
Yeah, that we all know.
Yes.
It says Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest. So no Twitter and no
TikTok, really?
TikTok, which I think they do have a TikTok.
It's just not linked. Yeah, they do.
Okay.
They have a TikTok. But they don't have it linked.
But they don't have it linked on their website, so that could be a problem. Okay?
Yes.
But
small.
Amount of profiles online, I think for this specific brand, they've hit all the marks, right?
Yeah. The one little mishap of not linking.
Yeah, and that could just be whoever's on like web design or web planning.
Isn't up to date on that.
Isn't, putting that on there. But whoever's on socials obviously is.
Yeah.
So we're chill.
Just like a little miscommunication between teams. No big deal.
So 1 out of 5, a 5? Or do you want to do like 4.5
because they 4.5
because they fucked up?
Yeah.
Okay, 4.5 it is. Aesthetics. So their stuff has gotten a lot more casual, which I like though, because I feel like they are all about being like clean and sustainable. And I don't know, I guess their branding has also moved towards like more inclusivity, which is nice.
Genuine, real. I feel like the feed itself also just goes together without being forced.
Totally. Like there's not like a lot of
like all graphics or
right.
I mean, that could be someone's vibe, but not theirs.
It's just not for them, you know? And I think that they know that, obviously. I do like that they did like wording and shit. That's really cool. So I think aesthetics, 5 out of 5 because that shit just looks good. And it's been looking good for a minute, you know?
Okay. Cohesiveness, again, a 5 out. I guess, thinking about it, aesthetics probably more like a personal preference category. Like, do we like their aesthetic?
Yeah, I guess it's true.
But whatever. We like it. So it's a 5. Cohesiveness, the same. I think they got it. It all looks good together.
Pinterest, it's all shop.
It's just shopping, so
it's not like
you can't really make it not cohesive.
Right.
They all have all the same logos on all the accounts.
Yep.
Cohesive. So 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5.
Next, captions and messaging. Ooh,
all right, let's
get into the nitty gritty. What did the smartass jeans? What does she say?
Fiber trace goes deeper into your denim's past than you would. Can't fucking read today. Fiber trace goes deeper into your denim's past than you with your ex's Instagram. Here's how it works.
Okay, that's fun.
That's fun. And
wait, where does it say here how it works?
Right here at the bottom.
But is it in the post?
Yeah, I think it's in the post. They start by turning their traceable pigment. So like they're very informational. So I also like that about them because I think with something like their product, being sustainable, it's like, okay, but how? Because so many people are doing sustainable And it's just like, okay, so then how are you doing that though? Like, are you actually sustainable?
Yeah.
You know?
I would say they have like a good balance of personality and information.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, maybe just a little too short in some things. Like they could have a little more in there.
Yeah. Like this one's a lot better. It says here with new stuff, some of which features old leftover fabric because age is really just a number.
Yeah,
that's cute. I guess it just really depends on the type of post, you know, they're doing.
Yeah, it's fair. It's balanced.
It's balanced. It's fair. Okay, so
5.
5.
Yeah. Overall, I feel like if we give someone a 5 overall, that means they're perfect.
That's true, but we did give them 5.
We give them a 4.5.
That's true.
On the first one.
I do think the thing that they're probably missing is that community aspect. Like they do have influencers and stuff,
but it just feels like they're wearing it.
Right. It's like, but who's like the Reformation girl, you know?
I could see that.
I think creating a community is like very important these days.
Maybe a 5. Maybe a 5 overall.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Zara.
Okay, so the person who submitted this said they hate their website. So I guess we'll give some special attention to what their website looks like.
Sure, let's do that.
So amount of profiles, online presence. I guess the website sucks. Let's see.
It's already taking a long time.
Oh, you know what? I do hate their website. It's not the easiest to use.
So as far as amount of profiles and online presence, they have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and YouTube. I'm really interested to see what their Twitter even looks like.
Their Twitter, 10,000 followers. They pretty much just post collections, marketing videos, marketing photos. Very professional.
Yeah.
Cash.
Same for their YouTube. I think a long time ago, it's like 3 years ago, they tried to have like campaigns that were like behind real people or behind real places.
Yeah.
Which is really dope. And then it just turned into, here's a season campaign, like video, which is fine, but that's just like a commercial you just posted.
Probably just like ended up working better for the brand, like budget wise.
Yeah.
To just be like, it's too much and we're not making any return. Maybe the target market just doesn't care, which like personally I don't care about videos, so.
They have everything going.
Let's see if they have TikTok and they don't have it linked. That's only fair.
Mm-hmm.
If we're gonna get reformation on that, what? They don't, but there's a girl named Zara on here.
Zara really needs to get on that because the other day I found a teacher from the Pacific Northwest who is very, I think she lived in like Portland or Seattle. She was very fashionable and like she would post her like OOTDs and every day she'd be like, this is from Zara and this is from Zara and this is from Zara, whatever. And everyone like in the comments is like, Zara, where the fuck you at? Like give her some shit. Like come
something.
on. Yeah, so they need to get on that
so
shit.
A 4 out of 5 for not having it.
Right. I would say honestly maybe even a 3 because I think TikTok is like the most important platform these days.
I mean, we're coming from a standpoint of everyone having like the means, the desire to want to be that big. Because I mean, for some brands, they don't really care. It's just like, well, we're making money, what we're doing already, so.
Right.
Which isn't necessarily
fair,
a good
but
thing
like,
also.
But we're also looking at, we're not like talking about your brand as like a business. We're talking about it as like
just
online presence though as well. And that's important these days. So 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5 for amount.
Aesthetics. I think they're quite boring.
I mean, they are very like professional work.
It's just very editorial, which works. You know, it works.
It's them.
It's them. I do think that they tried to implement some cute stuff for like the kids collections.
Our kids. Oh, that is kind of cute.
But and like this campaign is really cute. Like I like seeing more like this stuff.
Like editorial that feels
if you're gonna do
real
editorial
versus against a wall.
Right. You're also a fast fashion brand and I like, to me, seeing things like this, like this is a beautiful photo and it's beautiful.
For a description, it's some lady standing on a rock.
It's like in the desert. It's like a lot of flowy fabrics.
It's a beautiful photo.
But it's just like you...
Like, are you really capturing your target market?
Like your target market isn't going to be out in the desert in a photo shoot. you know?
Yeah, I wonder what that's about. Oh my god, are people hating on it? What does it say? Read a comment, please.
I hope and pray your brand gonna bankrupt.
Amen.
Amen. Getting rich on people suffering is out of word. Period.
I don't know exactly what you're talking about, but I kind of got the gist.
I mean, like, again,
someone commented cool.
These photos are fucking awesome.
It's like giving me Anthem, America's Next Top Model.
Totally. And I think, like, we're all not about that vibe anymore, you know?
Yeah. Unless it was like a
nostalgic
page.
Even big fashion houses, like, aren't doing this really anymore. Mm-hmm. Like, they're trying to go for the other...
Like, what's with the runway 3 in a row thing? Like, the 3 in a row died, like, in 2018. You know? Like, people stopped doing 3 in a row.
Like, I think they're trying
and
to
then
go.
They also have, like, borders going on.
It's
okay, well, so aesthetic. We're gonna give them a 2. They have an aesthetic.
2.
We just don't like it.
2.
So a 2. Cohesiveness. It seems like they just jump from campaign to campaign. It's not really like
which is fine, but I feel like y'all jump too much around. Like, finish off the campaign. I think they need more in general of each campaign to make it look more fluid, because I feel like it's too
jump.
These are 3 posts, next campaign. These are 3 posts.
Like Valentine's Day, it looks like it was 3 posts or something.
Right. This looks random next to this.
The cohesiveness is not there.
It's not there.
I'm gonna give it a 0.
Yeah. Captions and messaging.
Oh, didn't even look at the captions.
They just talk about
just very straight to the point. Appreciate them giving credit.
Look at these little boys are so cute. My god, little models. Okay. They get a lot of likes.
Oh wow, they do get a lot. How many followers do they have?
Damn.
You're telling me 42 million people and 90,000 of you liked that? Because it's kids. None. I would say there's none. But that they're trying something. Like hashtag Zara woman. Okay.
Let's tie up.
You're trying, but you're not really encouraging anyone to.
Also, they use the same like caption for a lot of the photos. You know,
if it's a campaign or something.
Yeah, which like, fine.
That might have worked a long time ago. Don't get me wrong. Like the pictures are good.
It's think just not their creative direction is beautiful.
Yeah.
I think it's just not executed well on social media, which is fine. People are still gonna buy their shit, but I think that you can make more use of like the new stuff that you're creating.
Make people want to share the content.
Yeah, or want to even buy it. Like, I see this girl and I'm like, she's fucking beautiful, but am I looking at the pieces you're wearing? No.
You're like, stop being such pretty people.
Like, I'm like, oh, this is an influencer's picture. You know, an influencer went to the desert and took a picture, or even just a model.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I see. Like,
I see the camera. I'm like, I want that camera. The camera looks cute in her hand.
I mean, yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, I just fucking see, like, this looks like just, like, a picture a model posts. Not, like I don't see anything about the clothes. You know?
Okay, I get you. So, like, the messaging doesn't get you to buy things.
No,
either.
it's just
like, here's pretty pics.
Here's pretty pics of pretty girls and men and children.
Yeah, it's a like hard thing because I'm like, the pictures are beautiful, I love it. It's just not.
It's also, yeah.
It just needs to be reworked. They could still do editorial.
Totally, that's what I'm saying. It's like, but just rework what you want the audience to get from it.
Maybe once they got the messaging right, it could. Okay, well it's a 0. Sorry. Overall, probably a 2. Yeah. I want to say 2 to be fair, because if you really average them, it's probably more like a 1.
Yeah.
But I really do appreciate the time that goes into these shoots.
Yeah.
And, you know.
I think the creative team is there. I think their social team and the creative team just need to collab more.
Mm-hmm. More communication between the teams, Zara.
And, like, creating a campaign not just for Zara, but Zara on Instagram or Zara on TikTok.
Also, why is their bio just Zara's official Instagram account? Like, we get that. You have 42 million followers and a blue check mark. We get it. You're the official account.
Like, tell us.
Like a tagline.
What is Zara about? Honestly.
Like, even if they just said, because they're trying to go luxe, right? For a low end, which is fine. But you could at least say something like business for the modern person. I don't know. You know?
Some shit. Or like.
Whatever.
Yeah, something about what you're trying to fucking achieve.
Like, don't they have a tagline?
I guess not.
Let's see. Now we need to know for just personal reasons.
It's just like, we are part of this company and we want to sell. I mean, fine, but
they
I
are
think
fast fashion, but
I think this is a problem with fast fashion. You know, like people don't feel connected to them anymore.
no loyalty.
Like Forever 21 was a thing, Zara was a thing before, and like everyone now
Don't
wants.
say before I like Zara's clothes.
I mean,
I do, but
the thing is, it's like easy to grab something that's beautiful from there, but it's also them not putting attention into the details of their brand and what their message is to people cheapens the brand a lot.
Yeah, it does. Because I mean, the price point isn't that cheap. It's not Forever 21 cheap. So
Some of it is.
Some basics.
Yeah.
But if you're getting like a trench coat or something.
Right. It's just like people want connection and they don't want to wear things that really aren't connected to them anymore.
I will say. But I mean, at least they're using other.
Yeah, like they're making use of their IGTV and stuff. They're using Reels. Why the fuck are you on TikTok, bro?
They just like repost.
They just repost. But you can make more use of that. Okay. And it's just like, it was just posted. Okay, overall 2.
Overall 2. Want
to really say 1, but be nice for 2.
Next, someone suggested Chinatown Market.
Someone.
Reserve?
Yeah, just 'cause it's like the elephant in the room.
So maybe you guys do or do not know, but Chinatown Market has decided to change their name, which I think is amazing and awesome, and that's a great step to be taking.
In my opinion, it's long overdue.
Okay, but sidestep, we didn't even know that the owners were white guys or a white dude.
But the thing is, like, that is the point of like how bad the name is. It's like the fact that I wouldn't even second guess it, and the average person probably wouldn't. That already should tell you like there's a fucking problem there. Like I obviously like everybody knows that like the streetwear industry and like streetwear in general is very popular. It was first very popular in the like low income like communities or like communities where there were people of color. And it's just funny to me. Like it's just weird, you know?
It's definitely a deep topic, you know. But what else can they do other than clothes or change their name?
I appreciate them finally doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if they've like made a full-on apology about it. I guess they did.
They posted a whole thing.
I think they're just like, they understand. But again, long overdue, and it's just like, this is an example of completely like just appropriating.
And also at this point, I'm sure there's like more than, like there's a team of people, you know? So it's not like, I don't know. Let's get into the things, and I'm sure there'll be more things that pop out.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
So, amount of profiles and online presence. Okay, so website,
How do I go all the way down?
Instagram. Yeah, it looks like website and Instagram. If they don't have a TikTok, I'd be kind of surprised. Or a Twitter. Pretty sure they have Twitter. So they're on Twitter, which I think makes sense for their brand. I'd say they're just missing TikTok and Pinterest.
I think Pinterest is useful.
Pinterest, they're on it, but it's not. It's like StockX is selling a Chinatown Market product, so maybe it's like that they sell out so fast that it's not really like purposeful to be on Pinterest. Right. You know.
I mean, I think it's still like
useful
because like you can build a hype around your brand. Yeah. YouTube, probably I guess not.
Well, they do have a YouTube. Nice.
What's on it?
How Bobby 100 survived 2020.
Okay, cute. They're making
screen printing. It's cute.
That's really cute. So
a 3 out of 5? Maybe a 4 because the YouTube link bumped them a little bit. No TikTok.
I think TikTok's big though. I think they should.
I
give a 3.
You give a 3?
Yeah.
We can go with 3. 3 out of 5 is fine. Aesthetic. It's colorful. It's funky.
I think it's very like lifestyle-y. Like a lot of memes and stuff. So aesthetically speaking,
like if we're thinking design and
I don't know. I think that's their point though. Like they're kind of like a funny brand, like
you don't come for the aesthetics.
Like you don't really you come for the fact that we were repping this brand because this brand has cool ideas, you know?
Yeah.
So
or supports cool artists or whatever.
Yeah. Aesthetics.
I mean aesthetics.
I
would say. Go ahead.
I think you could still like do more.
Yeah. I was gonna say something along those lines. I was gonna say I like their aesthetic as a brand, like the look and the colors and the style that they go for, but it's not necessarily represented on the page.
No. But also, looking at their, I mean, this is all relative to us, because I feel like the consumer probably wouldn't give a fuck, because they're the target consumer and they like this kind of shit, doesn't really matter. But I do think you can utilize a lot more of like the campaign-y stuff, kind of like how Zara did too much of this. This is too much of the other thing, in my opinion. Like, I like this section right here of glasses and shit, you know?
The funky,
like,
no, that's
good.
Funny.
Like, you can use a meme, but like, make your product.
Make it yours.
So I think, I don't know, I'm gonna give it.
Okay, aesthetic alone.
Aesthetic alone.
No cohesiveness yet.
A 3.
Wow, I was gonna give him a 2. I feel like it's just a 2 just because it's not something pretty to look at overall as a feed.
Yeah, okay, a 2.
A 2. Cohesiveness?
This is across platforms, or?
Yeah. So, like, do they represent each other? Like,
yeah.
I feel like yes. I mean,
I guess so.
It's chaos.
It's chaotic.
The website looks a lot more clean cut, but that's just because it's a website. I mean,
yeah.
We could make it crazy, but then it'd be hard to shop. There's just good reasons to not.
For cohesiveness, I still would give it like a 3 or 4. Like, I think the problem, cohesive-wise, is like, I get it, you have a lot of cool shit. Maybe target the cool shit you want to sell that week. You know? Which I get, they fucking sell it and shit, so. But like, if you're gonna restock on socks, post more about socks.
Like, talk about things.
Like, hype it up.
Are they? Is that what the other
little
post
restock
was?
in bio. See, like, this is cool, like a behind the scenes of making the fucking socks, you know? Like.
Okay, so cohesiveness, just like a little bit more, but like we appreciate the funkiness.
I love the funkiness.
Yeah.
I love the funny. I love it all. I think it just, there needs to be balance. And I think making more use of like your negative space as well, because it's just like a lot.
Like that row is pretty cool.
Yeah, that row is good.
Like it's chaos, but it looks good.
Like if these two were with that, perfect. I think my tip is like, you make use of your negative space.
Okay, captions and messaging.
Oh, good point.
Well, I mean, here we are again, tying back into that. I feel like they're
messaging.
Fine. They're building a community.
They're really good at that.
Yeah, it's all 5.
They're like people, you know, like
people
they talk.
Focused brand.
So yeah, that's like a 5. Absolutely.
Looking at them as a brand. So I guess what we would have said it was missing would be like hello, the Chinatown situation.
Yeah.
Like the name, but they're moving forward to change that.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see what's next for Chinatown Market and what their name change will be.
Maybe I'll give you a 5 later.
Right now it's a
right now it's like a 3.
3. All right.
Next is houseplant. And for those of you who don't know what houseplant is,
I'm sorry.
I want this so bad, but it's a brand.
That was the longest pause.
I'm just so excited to talk about it. Houseplant is just a brand made by Seth Rogen, legend Seth Rogen, and he is a very heavy marijuana user.
Yes.
And so he made a brand that basically sells things having to do with like smoking weed and also weed. Like he sells the flower itself. But he like kind of blended the worlds of like interior design and also weed heads. I don't know, like making functional pieces of your home into functional pieces for smokers. Anyway, so
very valuable. Let's just
how many accounts do they got? Let's look at that.
They just started, so they might be like on top of everything or they're severely behind.
So just an Instagram?
Just Instagram and a website.
Okay.
I mean, they're starting slow maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe so for that though, I think
a small team
coming right off the bat, you should probably
a 2.
A 2. Because he could be using TikTok and honestly YouTube
Easily. I
mean,
didn't check YouTube. Hold on.
YouTube, there could be a little bit of like restrictions of like monetization and shit.
Yeah, you can't smoke on there.
But you can have people review like your other products that aren't weed.
Yeah, it's up to you.
So too.
Maybe a 1, honestly.
Okay, 1. I just don't want to do that.
I know, but like it's a 1. Come on, do better.
Aesthetics.
I was gonna say a 10, and we're not even doing it on a 10 scale.
Yeah.
I would say a 10. I mean a 5. I just think the packaging is...
They really make use of like, here's our product and our branding, you know? Not just like, here's all of our products.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, kind of like what we were talking about with Chinatown. Is like, tell us who you are.
Like, this one in particular, the block table lighter, like the way they put that together looks very like... It's like editorial, but it's fun, and then it makes it more like... I don't know, I feel like Chinatown could really do that. And Zara.
Yeah.
Okay.
Incredible.
A 5. Cohesiveness. Well, they only have 2 platforms, so it looks pretty solid.
Solid. Fuck.
It's another 5. They really won. They won themselves on that one. They went from a 1 to a 5.
Truly.
Captions and messaging, bro.
Featuring a luxurious green marble base. Like they're good at describing their products.
Yeah, I'd say it's good, and then as they go along, they're gonna have more of a community easily.
Right. But right now, they're doing a really great job of like, okay, this is my product, and this is how you would function with it, you know?
Mm-hmm. And then Seth Rogen's more of like the lifestyle, bringing in the community type.
Right.
Which will eventually exist on Houseplants.
Yeah.
On profile. They could do a lot. There's a lot
to unpack here, which is gonna be great.
Overall, I'd say a 4 because there's room for growth.
Totally. Absolutely.
Which they just launched, so...
Houseplant, I love you.
You could sponsor
me. So yeah, those are the 4 brands.
Yes.
We just take a look at.
I feel like overall they're great brands overall. All of them have their own places they need to work on, step it up. I guess looking back, Reformation did the best. I gave them a 5.
Yeah. I gotta say probably Reformation and Houseplant were the best. I think Houseplant there's room for growth, but as a launching standpoint, 5 out of 5. You know what I mean?
Just launched a 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
In Glowing Hour, we're gonna talk about how you can replicate the things that brands did well.
Yeah. So, we're not drinking this episode. You know what?
I'm on antibiotics.
She's on antibiotics.
I can't have alcohol.
And I don't want to drink alone. That's fucking sad. So
we're having kombucha, but in a fancy glass. Okay.
How to replicate this shit that we just talked about.
Yes. So how do you make a cohesive, aesthetic looking, amazing brand? Hire us.
First option? Us.
Hire us.
The second option,
if you don't have the budget to do that, we understand. I guess we're just gonna give you some like insider secrets, kind of.
Yeah, I guess we can call it that. Some tips.
Yeah. So I guess let's go through the list again. Amount of profiles is not really like a secret. You just make them.
Yeah, I mean make them, but also like I know we rated them based on how many they have, but also like quality over quantity. Like if you are I can't think of a fucking specific thing, but like honestly, if you are a watch brand, you don't need Twitter. Like what the fuck are you gonna be on Twitter for?
Yeah, the people on Twitter don't care about your watch.
Unless
you're funny. Or problematic.
Unless like you started on Twitter as kind of like having a following and you're like, hey guys, I'm coming out with a product, it's a fucking watch. Cool, that's different. But if you're just launching a brand, I think Twitter isn't necessarily like useful.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, I mean, you could just have the name
but it's also
purposes.
I kind of hate it when you like look up a brand and they have a page but it's empty.
Yeah.
Like they just had it to have it.
That's what I'm saying, like quantity over quality.
Yeah.
I mean,
quality
over quantity. But yeah, so just make sure you have the right ones for what you're trying to communicate.
Like we said, Zara and their YouTube.
wasn't needed.
Not necessarily. But Chinatown in their YouTube, they were making great use of it.
Yeah.
So find
what
your
works.
brand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Aesthetic. When it comes to aesthetic, you honestly either just like have the eye or you don't. I mean, truly, how do you help someone identify if it looks good or not?
True.
And also, it's to each their own. You know, some people think something looks great, and some people don't.
Okay, so I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's true. But I think there are some tips that you can probably like take away from it. Find inspiration outside of just like the niche that you're creating or like what you like specifically, but like look into what other brands in the industry that you're like in, what are they doing with their content? Like, are they taking more lifestyle photography, or are they just doing a lot of editorial? Are they taking, what are those called? Flat lays. And then also you can take inspiration from like things like magazines and see like what kind of vibes they do. Like also just like teaching yourself. I mean, you can teach it, but it's a lot of like,
it's a lot of work.
Your own resource, like, finding your own resources and kind of like looking at how things are pretty. Like, I don't know.
What speaks to you and your consumer. That's like a big part of it, is understanding who your target market is. Because if you don't understand what they like and what they want to see, that's the aesthetic you're trying to fulfill. Not mine, not yours. You're just trying to fulfill your target market's aesthetic. So like we were saying for Chinatown, like for us personally, it's a chaotic brand to look at from a wide view.
Yeah.
But we genuinely like, you know, like the designs or the community that they built. Like that's cool. And clearly it's working for them. Like the people don't care about the vibe.
Chinatown, not that there's not a lot of women in streetwear, but I think that a lot of their base, like target audience, is probably young men.
We don't
they
really
fucking
care
give a
about.
shit about that. Like, as like, and then there's like the difference of like Reformation is young women in like fashion who are into sustainability and clean, like cleanliness.
Yes.
Cleanliness.
That's a good point though for Chinatown, that they should consider maybe upping their aesthetic, and they could bring in a whole new market.
This is what we're saying.
Yes.
Like, yes.
So there's opportunities. Okay. Okay.
But yeah, just take a look at how. Also, just look at like things that are artistic. Don't just like look at Instagram. Look at like art. Look at
Pinterest,
magazines, Pinterest. Take a vibe of like how you want photos to look, and then start to like practice them. Like
even old stuff, like old TV shows, old movies.
It's always marketing. Let me say, marketing is really exhausting because it's just recycled material all over and over and over again, with a slight change to make it new.
Yeah. And
if you can find that new, it's fucking riveting, and like people love that shit. So
aesthetic.
Take inspo from other places.
Yeah. I'm trying to think anything else aesthetic.
Make use of your negative space. I did say that earlier.
Yes, negative space, which maybe explain negative space.
So like make sure that there's like, when you have like a photo, even just like on the entire feed, make sure that you have spaces that like are just like clean backgrounds, or like doesn't have like a focal point.
Like empty space.
Empty space. I know that sounds kind of like counterintuitive to not use every single part of like a space, but that's really eye-catching and like gives whoever's looking at something like a break.
And it's too busy if you were to have like 6 in a row where it's all just like 8 products in each photo.
Yeah.
Like chill. Like that's also like the balance of like having maybe a product shot and then something that's like a quote, or something that's like a close-up of a product and then like a whole scene of people.
Yeah.
Like, thanks.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Cohesiveness. I guess that kind of ties into cohesiveness.
Yeah, it does.
Use planning apps. That, and I don't mean like planning like posting, like it posts for you, but planning where you can see what it'll look like before you post it. So like line them up next to each other, what you're planning to post.
Yeah, and if you don't know of any apps, there's Unum. I don't know, that's the only one we use.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's like a lot, but I think Unum is like winning the game in that kind of thing. And then there's also accounts like Later, which also help you post, but you can also see it and see it, like also see the vibe there. But you do have to schedule it before you look at it. So I guess
It's like an extra step, and it costs money. Unum is free.
Unum also, you can schedule shit, but you have to post it yourself. Like, you can make a schedule for yourself.
Like, you can remind yourself, basically.
Totally. Make sure that whatever you're doing on your Instagram is also moved into your website, and it's moved into your other socials like TikTok.
Right.
And obviously, like, TikTok is different because it's just videos, but also you can make it look really pretty by having it filmed a certain way. Like, the same way that you took the picture, kind of think about it the same way.
Or like now you can put like that specific title.
Yeah.
Like putting a title to make
making use of like
effects or tools.
Totally.
And like if you're running a campaign and you change your logo, like
yeah.
your profile pic, do it across the board.
Also, cohesiveness doesn't necessarily just mean like visuals. Keep the same messaging across the board. Like, you're not trying to find people on Instagram. Like, you're not trying to find a specific target market on Instagram and a specific target market on TikTok and a specific market on like YouTube, you know, like, or whatever. Like, make sure that your branding and whatever you want to put out is across all platforms.
Yeah, because it's honestly would be really weird if you did it the other way around. Because once you get someone on Instagram and they find out you have a YouTube and it's the same stuff, yeah, they're gonna want to see that. So, captions and messaging.
We have a whole
blog post. Yes.
But overall, just to summarize it, make sure that, I think at the beginning of this podcast too, we talked a lot about how, like, making use of the message that you're bringing into every caption, because sure, it's very nice to put like, this is my product, the name of the product or whatever.
Yeah.
But also creating a community within your spaces, because you're not just on these socials to push out a bunch of product pictures. Like,
yeah.
You're trying to build communities and people who will be loyal to your brand and almost see themselves as a part of the brand, you know? And with that, you can talk to your audiences through your captions.
Yeah.
And make use of them.
And
talk to them.
The other end of that is like SEO.
Yeah, also that too.
Like, go to our blog post, honestly. Go to our website, go to the blog post. Explains everything. All of it. Overall, as we always say, be genuine to your brand. The target market will weed out the fakies. They'll know that you're just doing it for the money. So, I mean, honestly,
it's fine to do it for the money. But also, like, is that all you want? Like, you know what I mean?
Zara would say yes.
Zara would say yes. So whatever, I guess.
So I guess
that works for some
But also, like, if a team came in...
But that's backed by a lot of investors and shit.
Yeah.
You're not a small business out here with a lot of investors.
But a team can come in, like us, and change it all, but is it really genuine? If it's just us? Like, do they genuinely want that change? Or is it just because they know it's
we wouldn't
what
know,
people want?
Because they would never do that.
Hit us up, Zara. We'll be genuinely interested.
But
just kidding.
Like, yeah, like, overall, you're a small business. It's fine to want money and, like, you know,
that's the point.
Make yourself fucking a part of, like, the success story, of course. But at the same time, know that products and businesses and services don't serve as just those things anymore. Like,
yeah,
there's a purpose to capitalism now these days where, like, everybody wants to feel fulfilled
like,
through the things that they buy.
Yeah, if I'm spending money on something, I want to feel a little bit better about it.
Yeah, also, like, I want it to be personal to me. You know, everyone wants to feel connected. And how can you do that? How can you push that message forward? Everyone has something awesome to bring to the table and something good to say. How are you going to push that forward?
Mic drop. That was it. See you guys later. Actually,
but yeah, no, actually, see you later.